Welcome back to another episode of the Jampack Report today for January the 12th of 2021. Of course, my name is Samuel Adams and this is a daily gaming news podcast meant to bring you the hottest news you need to know from around the industry, hosted on YouTube and podcast services around the world 5 days a week. It's your one-stop shop for everything you need to know. So if you enjoy the show and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and keep coming back for more. But we got some very big news coming from CES 2021 yesterday in many different regards. A couple of news stories we'll touch on here today, but one in particular caught my eye, and that is that Google Stadia and GeForce Now are coming to LG TVs in 2021. LG has announced that it's bringing two of the leading cloud gaming services, Google Stadia and Nvidia's GeForce Now, to its newest TVs later this year. Stadia is expected to be available in the second half of the year after the 2021 lineup of OLED, ONED, and NanoCell TVs start shipping, with GeForce Now coming sometime later. The news signifies a continued expansion for both services. Google has promised that Stadia will come to Google TV, including the latest Chromecast, in the first half of 2021, and last week Sony announced its 2021 lineup of TVs. They all run Google TV, so it's a safe bet that you'll be able to find Stadia on those when they ship in a few months. As for GeForce Now, it is currently available on Nvidia Shields, Windows, Mac OS, Chrome OS, Android, and in beta on Safari for iOS and iPadOS, but it's not shipping natively on any new TVs, so LG is among the first in that regard. While LG is only promising that they'll come to the 2021 models at launch, which have a new game optimizer area of the settings that conveniently brings together the options that gamers care the most about, like refresh rate, input lag, and more, the fine print in LG's press release, via 9to5Google, suggests that Stadia will also come to 2020 models running WebOS 5.0 later this year. This is incredibly significant for the future because of the way that the gaming industry is trending. Streaming is going to be a big part of how many people play games going forward because it lowers that level of entry for millions of players around the world. And I'm specifically thinking in regards to the statements that Phil Spencer has made about Project xCloud, now known as Xbox Cloud Streaming, in the past few weeks during interviews, where there are potential dongles coming. There are potential streaming services coming that just cut the Xbox out altogether and just leave you with the games themselves. And so, the fact that LG is baking Stadia and GeForce Now into its televisions natively from the very beginning essentially cuts out the middleman and lets people have a gaming platform as soon as they buy their television. And if I had to guess, Microsoft is likely going to partner with Samsung, since they already have this technology partnership, to implement a similar kind of solution on their TVs as well. So while you might have written off Google Stadia and GeForce Now and even Amazon Luna as these kind of flashbang instances where all of a sudden streaming pops up and then it goes away, I think that it's going to be sticking around for quite some time. Now, I've seen other big names in the gaming industry say that streaming is going to eventually be the way that all players get their content, all players play games. I could see that being a possibility in the distant future, but I think the transition from Xboxes and PlayStations and Nintendo Switches to streaming-based solutions is going to be much slower as compared to what happened with DVDs as we all transitioned into Netflix and Hulu and HBO, because people are comfortable with their boxes. I like having a box in my living room. It feels like I'm dedicated to something. It feels like it has power. And even though I know that the cloud can do basically everything that a box can do, I still like having that physical hardware. And so I think that it's going to be hard to kind of break that mold for a lot of players around the world, but it is exciting to see because, again, I love having the option. I actually just got invited into the Amazon Luna preview program, so I'm going to dive in and see what that is all about later today. But I do think there is a huge place for streaming because of the way that I play. I'll play in my living room. I would love to pick up some games at work, and I've done that with xCloud before when I was testing that. I go over to my parents' house a lot, and I would love to throw Tetris up on the screen or Forza up on the screen and not have to worry about lugging an Xbox Series X backwards and forwards. That would be very, very nice, and I think that is the future we are looking at. Now the question is, how big of a part of our gaming experience will streaming be? Will it be the main course or will it be a side dish? And that is something we will have to kind of wait for time to tell. But very excited to see Google Stadia and GeForce Now coming to LG TVs. It's clear Google is in it for the long haul, and for good reason, because streaming is going to be a very big part of the future. But you could be streaming some PlayStation games if they'd ever get PlayStation Now ironed out. But PlayStation has outlined release dates for tentpole PlayStation 5 titles, including Horizon Forbidden West. Whether intentional or unintentional, yet to be seen. The PlayStation 5 got off to a great start when it launched last year, impressing many with a strong lineup of games like Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Demon's Souls. But the next-gen allure doesn't stop there. There are still more titles in the pipeline, and Sony has dropped some progress updates and release window estimates with the arrival of the Consumer Electronics Show 2021. According to a video presentation by the company, fans can look forward to the following in time to come. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart 2021, Horizon Forbidden West 2021, also coming to PlayStation 4, Returnal March 19th of 2021, Kena Bridge of Spirits March of 2021, Solar Ash June, Little Devil Inside July, Stray October, Ghostwire Tokyo also in October, Project Athia January 2022, and Pragmata coming in 2023. Of the list, the planned release dates of Square Enix's Project Athia and Capcom's Pragmata are perhaps the most unexpected. The latter was first unveiled at Sony's PlayStation Future of Gaming event in June of last year with a 2022 window, but it seems the development process will now be delayed. In contrast, Project Athia seems to be much earlier than expected, considering the lack of major gameplay details and footage to date. So I really have no comments on these dates, but I wanted to share them because obviously some of them are pretty common sense. You would expect Ratchet & Clank this year, Horizon Forbidden West this year, Returnal we already knew, but as you get down the list, Ghostwire Tokyo, Project Athia, Pragmata, that kind of stuff is definitely worth pointing out. So if you were looking forward to any of those games on the PlayStation consoles, by all means you can dive in whenever they get their respective releases. And I do want to emphasize, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and although gaming companies have learned to cope, although gaming companies have learned to work around the limitations in a lot of different ways, development is understandably going to be impeded by what's going on, working from home, for many companies around the world. And so it makes sense to see these dates pushed back, and quite frankly, again, I would rather have games pushed out than something that is rushed and we end up with a Cyberpunk 2077 yet again. So looking forward to seeing these games when they're polished and ready. But speaking of something that could be polished and ready, Mass Effect Legendary Edition may be set to release in March. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which was already one of the worst-kept secrets in gaming before its eventual reveal, may be hitting stores in March as per a selection of retail listings uncovered by Twitter user IdleSloth84 and verified by sources at Eurogamer. Though neither EA nor BioWare have published an official Mass Effect Legendary Edition release date, the best we have is spring 2021. Retail listings from Singaporean retailer Shopatry and Indonesian retailer GS Shop in Indonesia suggest the game will launch on March the 12th. I like how the author went back and said Indonesian retailer GSS Shop in Indonesia. Thank you. That certainly lines up with EA's nice and vague spring window, but until we actually hear something official from the publisher, you can chalk this one up as a rumor. Mass Effect Legendary Edition will include single-player content and DLC from the entire trilogy of sci-fi RPGs, collecting every playable moment from Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3. Additionally, all promo weapons, armors, and packs will be included, with all of the game's content optimized for 4K Ultra HD. The game is due to launch on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, with forwarding compatibility and targeted enhancements on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. Certainly looking forward to this. I never could get into the Mass Effect franchise, but I feel like my tastes have changed enough that I could actually be very invested in this, so it's probably one I'll be picking up on day one. But these listings do exist, they do seem to be legitimate, and of course, as Eurogamer says, there has been some verification from inside sources, and I think that would be a fantastic time to release these games. The period between January and March is generally pretty grim. in my opinion. It is my least favorite time of the year. I think seasonal depression kicks in big time. There is no holiday to look forward to. Literally the only thing you're looking forward to is the rise in temperatures and spring forming eventually around March or April. Now, of course, there are some pretty big games. Occasionally, The Medium is one that sticks out for me in January, but outside of that, just kind of floating along until we get to the middle of the year. However, Mass Effect Legendary Edition coming on March the 12th could be a very good choice, and I'm looking forward to seeing some kind of announcement because generally when these leaks begin to happen, something is coming very, very soon. So I will update you guys as more information is known. But some Star Wars games may be on the way as well because Lucasfilm Games is the new home for everything Star Wars in the gaming industry. Lucasfilm has a long history in video games, stretching all the way back to the heady days of LucasArts. When LucasArts unfortunately folded, Star Wars games moved into development and publishing under gaming giant Electronic Arts and their studios. But today, the company unveiled a brand new identity for all Star Wars games moving forward, Lucasfilm Games. From Minecraft to Fortnite to Jedi Fallen Order, Lucasfilm Games promises to keep bringing your favorite galaxy far, far away to consoles and PC under this new exciting name. Thanks to the company's continued partnership with EA and Motive Studios, there has never been a better time for Star Wars gamers. Stunning console games, along with evergreen mobile games, have cemented Star Wars in the gaming space. Star Wars Squadrons and the introduction of the Mandalorian characters in Fortnite are just the most recent successes for the franchise. Today's announcement indicates that the company is taking these successes to heart and continuing to dedicate resources in gaming. Could a new Lucasfilm video game heyday be on the way? The announcement of the initiative brought no new titles. However, the accompanying sizzle reel, is a handy reminder of all of the good gaming Star Wars fans have gotten recently, and it also reminded us how much we hope for a sequel to Fallen Order. We need to know what happens to Cal Kestis and the best droid BD-1. Take a look. Of course, you can see it on YouTube if you would like. But you can always follow Lucas Games on social media, which is at the handle at Lucasfilm Games. The previous account was retired, and it is now LucasArts Memory. But very excited for the future of Star Wars. I feel like we really are hitting this heyday. And quite frankly, Lucasfilm Games is approaching this correctly. Don't limit the IP to a specific team. Let it breathe. Let it do its natural evolution. The fact that we have Mandalorian popping up in Fortnite, the fact that we have Star Wars skins in Minecraft, the fact we have Sims content that is Star Wars focused on top of these big budget titles like Star Wars Squadrons and Jedi Fallen Order. That is how you do it. Because there's something for everyone and you expand the brand. That is exactly what should be done, and I'm very impressed with how they have gone about this kind of licensing of the Star Wars name. Because people just want cool Star Wars content, and that should be the ultimate goal at the end of the day. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this company comes up with, but very excited, especially about the next Jedi Fallen Order. I love Star Wars Squadrons. Lots of good stuff going on there. But I did want to round out today's show with a record that has been broken. Spanish Fortnite streamer TheGrefg breaks all-time Twitch viewership record. I might have said that name incorrectly. Is it TheGrefg? I have no idea. But Spanish Twitch streamer David TheGrefg Martinez just broke the Twitch record for concurrent viewers on an individual channel with 2.4 million watching him reveal his skin collaboration with Fortnite. Martinez's stream, which topped off at over 2 million viewers, handily beat the previous record for concurrent viewers on an individual stream set by Tyler Ninja Blevins in 2018 with 635,000 viewers. Martinez was streaming to reveal his collaboration with the Icon series in Fortnite, a line of character skins based on top Fortnite content creators. Streamers like Ninja, Lachlan Power, and Kathleen Loserfruit Belston have skins based on them in the Icon series, and now Martinez joins the roster. One of the big takeaways of the TheGrefg stream is that it's illustrated the global appeal of the medium, says Stream Elements CEO Doran Neer in a statement to IGN on why the record is such a milestone. All of the major live streaming platforms have sizable international bases, but having a milestone like this set by a Spanish language streamer helps put a spotlight on the broad appeal of the industry. According to Stream Elements, non-English streamers like Gauls, Aroplay, Abai, and Rubius killed it, all charted high on Stream Elements' report of the top streamers of 2020. Martinez's record-breaking stream shows how streaming, whether on Twitch or elsewhere, is a global phenomenon that creators who don't necessarily cater to English-speaking audiences are thriving in this global ecosystem. Again, This is amazing for me because I do this. I'm on YouTube. I like to take in the content. I'm kind of part of the community, and I have heard of TheGrefg, but I didn't realize how big he actually was. And again, I'm probably mispronouncing his name. I have no idea. But it is amazing for me to see how big gaming goes and how much of it I don't even see just because of my language parameters on Twitch. That is something that is amazing. So hey, congratulations. You love to see it because hey, why would you not? You know, it's just amazing to see people thriving. And of course, he's inspiring more and more people to pick up that controller, play the games, and do the thing. So hey, congratulations to him. And of course, looking forward to more in the future. But 2.4 million. There's a lot of people. However, that rounds out today's episode of the Jampack Report. If you enjoyed today's show, drop me a like down below and let me know what you think about everything we talked about here today. But specifically, do you think streaming services will start to compete head-to-head in the TV space? Would you play Stadia on a television? And what's holding you back and keeping you on a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC? Would love to hear what you have to say. But until tomorrow, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon, and peace.